Hello, so before we get started, I've got to tell you about something, because if I pull a funny face, like an ouchy face or like a ooh face, it's because last night I was picking what I thought was a bit of sausage out of my mouth. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Actual sausage. So I was picking, and then I picked what I thought was a bit of sausage skin, and out came half my tooth. So yeah, if you want to wake up cool about the fact that you eat too many sweets, predominantly Chewits, fruit salad flavour, that'll do it. So yeah, I'm in a bit of pain today, but I'm gonna troop through. So today's vlog is about being a non-drinker and how that affects socialising and the way people perceive you, and like being able to be relaxed and confident around people. Now, I'm not a non-drinker because I'm straight edge or because I believe that's the right way to live or anything like that. I used to enjoy a good drink. In fact, I've had some very interesting times on drink. But it started to not agree with me. I think it started after I had glandular fever. My body was just a bit crazy. I'd react to things that I'd never reacted to before. Things wouldn't agree with me. I'd get weird rashes, allergic reactions, diarrhea, all sorts of stuff. And alcohol was one of those things that really affected me. I'd often get some sort of blotchy rash, feel not very well, and suffer from really bad stomach and squits, I guess you'd call them, the next day. So I gave that up. Now, that's fine. In fact, I didn't find it too hard. There are a few drinks I missed, like a nice shandy in the summer, a nice beer on a warm day, that sort of thing. But I didn't miss the hangovers. So that kind of kept me going and kept me, you know, off the alcohol, because I just love being able to wake up and not feel that horrendous sicky, spinny, headachy feel that you get with a hangover. Unfortunately, being someone that doesn't drink, it means that socialising can sometimes be a bit harder. I know that shouldn't be the case. We shouldn't rely on alcohol at all to feel relaxed in social situations, but sometimes just having one drink can kind of make you a bit more mellow, a bit freer when it comes to chatting to people, more open to approaching people, and just being a bit less shy, particularly if you're naturally shy like I am. It's also a thing, people use drinking to bond, I find. Like, if it's a new group of people, they'll be like, oh, I'll get the drinks in, or oh, let's do some shots together, or let's do a drinking game. And you going, oh, I can't participate, or I'm alright, thanks, or no, I don't drink. You quite often will be faced with a, oh, you don't drink? And then, obviously, what follows is that why question. Now, do you go, just don't, or do you go for a quick answer, just like, I don't like it, even if you do like it? Do you just try and wrap up the conversation quickly? Or do you go into the whole, well, I had glandular fever, and blah, 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 and basically it gives me the squits and a horrible rash? I'm like, you knowing how I am, I go down the honest route and I just tell them, and then they quickly change subject, because obviously men don't want to hear about me having diarrhea, and mostly girls don't either. Obviously on a rare occasion you'll meet someone that has similar issues and you can have a good old nat about it, and that's nice, but on the whole people will give you a look of, oh god, she's dull. It should be me that has the problem with the fact that I'm not able to join in the games or have a drink, but it seems to bother other people more than it does me, which I find weird. It's almost as if they feel better if everyone else is drinking like they are. I don't know what that says about them or about how we work socially in 2015, but yeah, I don't know whether they don't like the fact that someone sober is going to be able to watch how they behave while they get progressively drunker, or that they almost feel more relaxed talking to fellow people that are drinking. You might be watching this thinking, God, she sounds really dull and not fun to have around, but I have had my stories on alcohol. When I was 17, I usually hung around with blokes most of the time, always had been a bit of a tomboy, and the guys took me out for drinkies on my 17th birthday, and I thought I was getting, you know, a cheeky vodka and lemonade. In the end it turned out they were giving me doubles and triples. I ended up vomiting into a pint glass on the table, it's spilling everywhere, and then vomiting in the river outside the pub, being comforted by the landlord of the pub. And then, this, I don't remember any of this by the way, someone I'd met that night drove me home and carried me home and handed me over to my parents. Now I remember getting home and vomiting into the toilet quite a few more times and then waking up in my parents' bed. Now if it was up to me I would have taken the day off school, but no punishment for my behaviour. My parents made me go to sixth form college that day, and it was one of the worst days ever. I've never felt that bad, and I actually couldn't walk because I was so paralysed by all the alcohol. It was horrendous. Anyway, lesson learned, I didn't really get that level of drunk again until a night out with Matt Barnes and Ed Thomas, where I took them to an exhibition to do with Queen. It was the launch night, and loads of cool people there. It was a free bar. I overindulged in the free bar. Got locked in a room with Jessie J and Foo Fighters, as you do. Tried to speak to Dave Grohl. I was slightly drunk by this point, and I remember just thinking, I've turned into the dullest person on earth and he can't wait to get away from me. Then I had a drunken conversation with Summer McFly. And then the next thing I know, I was vomiting on the train home into the bin on the train with Matt Barnes taking pictures of me. So, not great. I find festivals a bit tricky because they're long days when you're working festivals and doing interviews from the day till about say 8, and then you've got the headliners that you want to watch. I'm not on any alcohol during the day obviously, so I find it hard to keep that energy up, momentum and stuff when all of my friends are getting into that party spirit and really getting into the festival vibe, and they want to, you know, watch the headliners and then go on to partying in the tents afterwards, in the dance tents or in the bars afterwards where there's DJs playing. And by that point I am just dead to the world. I just can't wait to get back to my bed, because I know I've got to do the whole thing again, and the same scenario is going to happen where everyone's jolly, having fun, drinking, and I'm on the waters, or I don't know. I can't even have energy drinks because that has the same effect as alcohol. So yeah, festivals are tricky. And the thing is, with festivals and things like that, that is when you can do some really good networking. It can lead to some great work opportunities and also some great mates and people that you can enjoy gigs with in the future and stuff like that. But because I'm not in that mode where I'm fully relaxed, and I'm not giggling at the stuff that they're giggling at, because you know when things aren't funny when you're sober but they're funny when you're drunk, I'm the sober one thinking, what are they laughing at? That's not funny. And you try and do that fake laugh thing, but I can't do that, so I just go like and like move away because it's just so awkward. On a holiday, when I've been on holiday with partners as well, they've been like, oh, I don't want to drink alone, have a glass of wine over dinner or something. So I'll do that. I want to keep them happy, you know, set the romantic scene with a glass of wine looking out the view, etc. And then I end up feeling poorly because I've had the drink, and then they get annoyed with me because I'm not in an appropriate condition to, you know, or, you know, be at all sexy because I'm rubbing my belly or running to the loo or got a horrible rash. I think another problem is that people hear that you're a non-drinker and they immediately think that you're going to preach to them that, oh, drinking's bad, I'm better than you because I don't drink, or I'm judging you because you get drunk or enjoy a drink or whatever, and that's not the case for me at all. I'm very much each to their own. If I could have a drink here and there, I would love that, I'd enjoy it, but it just doesn't work for me. My body at the moment, that might change, who knows. But I will never judge anyone for their lifestyle choices as long as you're not harming anyone else. It's fine by me. But I think people are worried when they hear that you are gonna, you know, be a bit the stick in the mud regarding the no drink thing. Thing is with fashion parties as well, a lot of the invites, as an incentive for you to go, they might say, oh, you'll get a goodie bag, first 50 will get free entry to something, or there'll be vouchers. But also they say there'll be a champagne reception or free, I don't know, Prosecco or free drinks or whatever. But that's not an incentive for me. If you said free katsu curry or free Kinder Buenos on arrival, I'll be there like a flash. And that's the thing with fashion parties in general, they always serve champagne or cocktails or Prosecco on arrival. And sometimes I said, can I just have a water? And that sometimes is hard to get. And I just think some places need to cater to us a bit more. And you would think actually it should be harder to get a glass of expensive alcohol than, you know, fruit juice or a glass of water. Dancing while sober. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I have to kind of think to myself, most people here are drinking, so their vision may well be impaired, which is an advantage to me because they won't be able to see how bad my dancing really is. Everyone's in good spirits, just having a good time, so they won't care if I'm terrible either. So I've come to this stage now where I just go for it on the dancing as if I've had quite a few drinks and I'm merry. You know, dance routines, the whole shebang. Just do it, have some fun. I'm not saying I can do this immediately. It takes a bit of time to warm into the moves, you know, to get a bit relaxed. But I do get there in the end because it's quite nice to know I don't have to rely on the drinks to get my boogie on. When I started uni, I wasn't a non-drinker. I went out, did the shots with all my new housemates and kitchen mates, and that was really good at bringing everyone together. And you could all have some funny stories that you shared the next day. You could come home when you're a bit tipsy and cook some unhealthy waffles and burgers from Asda in the kitchen, etc. But I noticed a distinct change when I decided to not drink anymore. I don't know whether I actually became less fun or people just presumed I'd be less fun. Like, I don't know, I just felt that they looked at me differently somehow, like I wasn't like them because I wasn't drinking. And I at some points I did feel a bit left out because all the girls in my house, they'd start drinking together before going out, getting ready while having drinks and stuff like that. And I think that they felt that I can completely take part in that fun, even though I wasn't probably doing anything different to what they were doing apart from the fact I didn't have a drink in my hand. A big difference is though, on the nights out they were still going till the early hours of the morning and I was probably done and ready to get home to bed, I don't know, midnight. You know, some nights I'd push through and just carry on, but when you don't have alcohol to numb the pain in your feet, and you know, the beer goggles to imagine that the people in the club are it's just a bit harder to keep going. The good thing about it though is I've never had any one night stands or any real drunken fumbles or anything like that. Haven't got any regrets like that, and let me tell you, some of my housemates have some horrible drunken sexual stories to report, so it's a blessing in some ways that I haven't got that in my back catalogue of escapades. I'd love to hear from anyone else that's a non-drinker and how it has improved or not improved their social life and how they feel. When I say I'm a non-drinker, I'm not saying that I don't have a sip here and there. Like over Christmas I had some mulled wine and that was delicious. I just mean regularly I don't have drinks. I will go weeks if not months on end without drink. But I just thought it was a subject that a lot of people might be able to relate to or not relate to and be interested to hear from a different angle. So yeah, any comments below, as always, would love to hear from you. Any ideas for videos too? It's a new year, I want to be really productive and I want to appeal to everyone on my channel. and I really don't know what you look for from my channel, so any tips would be great. Happy New Year again. Let's hope this one's a good one.